Welcome to Team Fortress 2. After 9 years in development, hopefully it will have been worth the wait.
Team Fortress 2 is done. It's finished. There is no way except down. This is, as they say, it.
Valve, and more specifically, the TF2 team, does not communicate.
Good communication is a cornerstone for long-term support and development.
It's been 2 years. Possibly your largest TF2 crowd to date is eagerly awaiting to see what comes with the next actual content update.
TF2 optimally would like to ship a major update every 1 to 2 months. Every 1 to 2 months. It would be far better for us to do rarer blog posts that are always 100% high value.
I entered this server and found myself surrounded by bots. The majority of the players were indeed bots.
We have updates coming for Team Fortress 2, and they are aware of the bots and think that they have solutions for it.
Gabe Newell says stuff for the fuck of it.
The June 2020 update fixed a cosmetic bug that the bots had been exploiting, and it removed the ability for free accounts to text chat.
And they made it a little easier for people to kick the bots.
Matchmaking in TF2 is also a complete joke.
The decade-long mechanic in TF2 called random critical hits. Misleading, confusing, ridiculous.
On top of the new summer 2019 cosmetic case, the TF team also introduced a new game-breaking, rather economy-breaking bug. A 100% chance of unboxing an unusual hat.
The Crate Depression, as it's known now, sent Team Fortress 2's economy into a tailspin.
Ever heard of the Hazmat head case? As a joke, the creator put in a sniper version, expecting Valve to catch it, but Valve, being the AAA company that they are, didn't.
Yeah, no beating around the bush. Bloodwater's a bad map. I honestly do not understand how Valve just let it in with all of the issues it has.
Since all the boxes just sort of perpetually lag behind the player, it's not hard to put 2 and 2 together. It's why a lot of sniper headshots just don't look like they should have hit or even counted as the head.
Update the default settings already. Default FOV should be 90, not 70. Default interp should be 0, not 0.1.
Left 4 Dead 2 got an update before TF2. Quake got an update before TF2.
Imagine you just installed the game. What team is this? What team is this? What team is this?
They have, for some reason, completely stopped adding items that fit the game's art style and fit the game's theme and look like they belong in the game.
It's not a very well-kept secret in TF2's inner circles that the game runs poorly on basically any piece of hardware.
And I know it's not over. I know the game will probably eventually get big updates, but that is now an outlier to the static, unchanging, undying status quo. I love TF2, and I miss it.
Are there any special upcoming hats for Team Fortress 2?
We got the shitfoil hat coming out.
It's not even about the death of the game's art style anymore. It's just the death of quality cosmetics in general. We're never gonna get anything good ever again.
We're pretty much just stuck either waiting for Valve to fix the problem itself, or sticking to community servers, or just skipping from game to game to game to game until we finally find a playable lobby.
He has a few suggestions for Valve, including instituting a trust system like in CSGO, making it impossible to create free accounts en masse, and updating the game's anti-cheat system, or communicating with players. Basic stuff. Valve has the power to tease out feelings of excitement and anticipation without even trying. And in many areas, that's what Valve's been doing. Not even trying.
TF2 doesn't make any effort at all to teach new players how the mechanics of their world works. When a player has 0 ways to learn the basics of a game, they're gonna have a rough time trying to actually enjoy it because they're spending way more time trying to figure out what they're doing than they are actually playing it. 2 years ago, they put out class starter packs giving you all the weapons, but it's $40 for what totals out to be less than $1 worth of items. You can easily monetize this game without screwing over new players.
What appears to be a very promising payload map this year, for instance, Bread Space, has come with a lot of glaring errors already. Ones that, had Valve simply playtested the map first, could have easily been prevented.
These issues with the sightlines and spawns would have been immediately noticeable, which leads me to another question. How did Valve not catch this? It would stand to reason that they would at least test the map before accepting it, right? Like, one quick game on the map you're about to add wouldn't be a bad idea, right?
The gaps between updates have only gotten longer and longer even when the game was in its prime. I see no reason for it to suddenly drastically change after the longest drought the game has ever seen.
Competitively oriented players are indeed the loudest vocal minority of the TF2 player base. But when Valve listened to their input on balance changes, what did we get? We got items that were nerfed into the floor that were perfectly fine and wacky and casual, but not competitively viable because it didn't fit into a predictable, repetitive, and boring meta. We received a barely functioning matchmaking system that killed community servers. They got their 6v6 mode too. And when these competitive players got the changes they wanted, they just fucking ignored them and went back to what they've been doing for the past decade. And the majority of players that enjoy the game casually were left to pick up the fucking pieces.
We view any system that generates revenue at a cost of customer happiness as a broken system that we need to fix.
Summer updates became hat crates. Smithmas became hat crates. Halloween's all we get anymore, and even that is a fraction of the old days.
A broken system that we need to fix.
At last known contact, there are about 3 people working on Team Fortress 2 part-time. There are no full-time members of a Team Fortress team. There are only people attempting to fix the botting issue and push cosmetic content in any extra work time or sometimes even free time they can find.
That's the problem! You don't give a damn! And my problem is I care too much!
Now, I don't think that Valve is a good developer for TF2 anymore. I don't think we'll see the same level of commitment and passion put into TF2 again unless something changes. So I truly believe that the current TF2 dev team is not working on the game because they love TF2 more than any other project that they instantly have available to them. They're working on it because they have to.
TF2 has been with me for so long and I don't know what I could do without it. I keep repeating it in my videos, but there just isn't any game like this one. I don't think that anything could ever really replace it if it went away. If you want to keep playing it even another decade down the line, if you want to be part of a Team Fortress 2 community, then do your job to keep it alive. It is entirely in your hands.
Thanks, and have fun.